A deluge of rain unleashed its fury on Germany, causing rivers to rampage and flood vast areas. The resulting devastation was widespread, leaving a trail of destruction and loss of life. The southern states of Bavaria and Brandenburg bore the brunt of the heavy rains, which caused damming and necessitated dramatic rescues and the evacuation of 3,000 residents. Water levels surged to record highs, causing widespread flooding. Disaster declarations were issued in affected districts, followed by states of emergency in several areas. To ensure public safety, firefighters sealed off flooded zones and redirected traffic. A firefighter tragically lost their life in Pfaffenhofen, southern Bavaria, while attempting to rescue residents during the floods. Their team was navigating floodwaters on the ILM River in an inflatable watercraft when it capsized. Despite heroic efforts by colleagues, the firefighter's body was later recovered. Over 21,000 emergency service personnel were involved in search and rescue operations across Bavaria. The severe flooding in southern Germany also caused significant disruptions to train travel. Around 850 soldiers were deployed alongside emergency services to manage the crisis. A major incident occurred near Schischgund, roughly 50 kilometers east of Stuttgart, where a long-distance train derailed due to a ground collapse under the tracks. Thankfully, none of the 185 passengers on board were injured. However, the derailment caused extensive cancellations and delays, impacting major routes connecting Munich to Berlin, Stuttgart, and Zurich. After 2 years of standing empty, the iconic Big Blue Water Tower in Nakusa, Wisconsin, met its end. Roughly 2,500 local residents gathered to witness the demolition of this decades-old landmark. The high cost of maintaining aging water towers often necessitates their replacement. The demolition of the Big Blue Water Tower in Nakusa, Wisconsin, seemed like a textbook operation. The crew executed a precise cut, and the tower fell exactly as planned, even creating a unique sound effect. However, water tower demolitions can go awry, as evidenced by this incident in Russia. A demolition crew in the village of Kolomina, within the Tver Oblast region, faced a situation that could have been avoided with proper vetting. While the Nakusa water tower demolition went smoothly, a previous incident in Russia highlights the importance of proper planning. In the village of Kolomina, a demolition crew's mistake resulted in a disaster. Luckily, we can hope the truck involved had adequate water tower insurance. A separate crew later arrived to clear the wreckage, which included a vehicle flattened like a pancake by the collapsing tower. A zoomed-in view of a monstrous tornado ripping across Nebraska's fields resembled a scene straight out of a disaster movie. We can only imagine the destruction this ginormous tornado would have caused.
Now, folks!
To think, such tornadoes have the ability to play havoc with whole cities in the blink of an eye. Seeing these scary videos of giant tornadoes makes us realize how strong nature can be.
You're fine, Ricky.
You're fine.
Keep going. Why is this guy stopping? Ricky. Oh, I got blood in my sneakers.
A super strong twister roared through town, whipping up a big dust cloud and tossing everything aside like toys. The video shows buildings wasting in front of this powerful show of nature as if made of cardboard. A pair of ferocious tornadoes rampaged through the Colorado plains. Leaving the once vibrant fields eerily silent and desolate. A powerful tornado roared through Kansas in a matter of seconds, leaving a path of destruction in its wake. With immense power, the tornado tears through anything that dares to stand in its way. A destructive tornado lashed out across Bulgaria, tearing through everything in its path and leaving a scene of devastation. Ohio witnessed a fascinating weather phenomenon, a multi-vortex tornado, where several smaller tornadoes spin around a larger central vortex. A devastating tornado tore through Kentucky, USA, flipping houses and cars. The area is left in a state of crisis, with rescue and recovery efforts underway. Meanwhile, reports indicate at least one person has died and around 20 others are injured after a separate tornado struck central Mississippi. Dramatic footage has emerged capturing a controlled release of water from the Marbella Dam in Pakistan. This emergency discharge was likely triggered by heavy rainfall or a rapid rise in water levels behind the dam. Eastern China was pummeled by a powerful storm, unleashing heavy rain that caused devastating flash floods. The raging waters swept away numerous properties, leaving a trail of destruction in their wake. The raging floodwaters tore through everything in their path, forcing residents to seek shelter indoors. One house couldn't withstand the onslaught and succumbed to the torrent. Bangladesh reeled from a powerful storm that triggered widespread flooding and plunged hundreds of thousands into a power outage. The rising floodwaters had completely submerged all entrances, making movement within the area extremely difficult. The northern reaches of Bulan province were hit hardest by the devastating floods. Raging floodwaters in Aloi, Armenia, ripped away bridges and houses, serving as a stark reminder of the immense power of nature. The devastation left residents shaken and wary of ever underestimating its force. Heavy rains in Dima Hasao district, Assam, caused a river to overflow, washing away a large section of the Haflong-Silchar link road, effectively severing the connection. This footage shows the aftermath of a dam collapse in Ukraine.
15-16米远了，现在全开了，汪洋一片。 The destruction caused widespread flooding, forcing the evacuation of over 40,000 residents. Chaos and horror struck Changsha, China on April 29th as a 6-story building abruptly collapsed. The structure, which housed a restaurant, a cinema, and residential units, crumbled in a terrifying spectacle that left the community deeply shaken. A thick cloud of dust and debris choked the air, turning day into a frightening twilight. The wail of emergency sirens cut through the chaos, a haunting counterpoint to the cries of the injured. The collapsed structure, a grim silhouette against the dusty haze, served as a stark reminder of the vulnerability of urban environments and the critical need for prioritizing safety measures in densely populated areas. Florida International University, FIU, was building a pedestrian bridge to connect its campus to the city of Sweetwater. Designed with an innovative approach for faster construction, the bridge tragically collapsed on March 15, 2018, while still being installed. The collapse crushed several vehicles passing underneath, resulting in a devastating loss of life.
FIU just collapsed out of nowhere. There's cars stuck under there. Workers are hurt. They're helping.
Investigations into the collapse revealed a critical flaw. Significant cracks had formed in a key structural component called a diagonal truss before the incident. This horrifying event triggered intense scrutiny and raised serious concerns about the safety measures and oversight procedures in place for infrastructure projects. Chaos erupted just 5 minutes after a KTX bullet train departed in Korea 5 years ago. Before it even reached its full cruising speed of over 200 kilometers per hour, disaster struck. The train lurched violently, and the world outside the window spun into a terrifying blur. The sudden halt left an eerie silence hanging in the air, a stark contrast to the moments of pure chaos that preceded it. Gladly, the disaster was controlled before it could affect the people around it. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, share, and comment.